The final option and tool available for those looking to buy a business is really interesting, and that is partnering with investors. So, partnering with investors is a great option for many reasons. One, if you don't have enough capital, or two, if you prefer to share the risk and financial reward. Investors can provide the funds needed to purchase the business in exchange for equity or share of the future profits. And when you bring in a partner or private equity, there's a few different considerations and types of investors to know about. So first up, in an equity partnership, investors are going to contribute capital in exchange for a percentage of your business ownership. This means you'll share profits and decision-making power with your investors. However, not all investors are created equal. There's different types of investors out there. First are angel investors. These are high net worth individuals who may be willing to invest in your business acquisition in exchange for equity or convertible debt. Angel investors often bring in valuable industry experiences and networking opportunities. The second is private equity firms. Private equity firms invest in businesses with growth potential, typically expecting a higher return on investment. These firms often focus on more significant acquisitions and may take an active role in managing the business. And third is very common is family and friends. Some buyers choose to bring in family members or friends as investors. While this can provide an easier path to financing, it's essential to set clear terms and agreements to avoid straining personal relationships. And you partner with investors, there's some pros and cons. So pros, 2, and disadvantages or cons, 2. And we'll go through those. The first advantage is reduced financial burden. And what this means is that bringing in investors allows you to reduce the amount of personal capital required to purchase the business. You don't need to have all that cash on hand. You don't need to have a big bank account. They can help fill that gap for you. Number 2 is access to expertise. When you bring in capital, investors can often bring in industry knowledge, business connections, know-how, and strategic guidance that can help you grow the business. And that could be really valuable. Some people need that more than money. And then, of course, there are disadvantages. The first is shared ownership. So you're going to have to give up equity, which means you'll share the ownership and decision-making power with your investors. And this can eventually limit your control over the business. And then, in the same line, there's profit sharing. Investors will expect a return on their investment, which means sharing a portion of the business's profits, or a future exit strategy involves selling a business. So there's pros, there's cons, but you have multiple options here for financing the purchase of a business. So if you want to get it done, you can get it done.